light, reflection and refraction, spherical mirrors, important terms, and image formation. So we will study some important terms related to spherical mirrors. To understand that, first we have to understand or know that a spherical mirror can be considered to be a small portion or small part of a hollow glass sphere. So here you can see a hollow glass sphere. So we can imagine a spherical mirror to be a small portion of this. That means we have cut out a small portion from this hollow glass sphere, which we use as the spherical mirror. So obviously this hollow sphere has a center of its own, which now becomes the center of curvature of our spherical mirror. And this is the geometric center P. Point P is the geometric center of our spherical portion or spherical mirror, which we have taken out, and it is known as pole, represented by capital P, and center of this hollow sphere, represented by capital C, is known as the center of curvature of the spherical mirror. Midway between the pole and center of curvature is the focus, and this is the principal axis, which is the line joining the pole and center of curvature, and midway on this line is the point represented by capital F, and it is known as the principal focus of the spherical mirror. So we can understand it in this way. This is our mirror, the principal axis, the pole of the mirror P, the center of curvature of the spherical mirror C, and the principal focus represented by capital F. So these are the important terms. Pole, which is the midpoint or center of the reflecting surface of spherical mirror, as I have explained through the diagram here. Center of curvature, it is the center of the hollow sphere of which our mirror is a part, as I have explained here in the diagram. Principal axis, it is the line joining the pole and the center of curvature. I explained it just now. Principal focus, it is the point midway between pole and center of curvature, and as we will study in the coming through the ray diagrams, coming part of the chapter, you will see that it is the point where light rays converge. In case of a concave mirror, if they are initially parallel to the principal axis, then they converge after getting reflected from concave mirror at this particular point, which is known as principal focus, and they appear to diverge from in case of a convex mirror, that we will discuss in the coming parts of the chapter. And radius of curvature, here radius of curvature is the radius of this spherical hollow sphere of which our mirror is a part. So it is basically the distance between pole and center of curvature, and it is represented by a capital R. So we will study a few rules for image formation by spherical mirrors, both concave and convex. The first rule is a light ray parallel to the principal axis initially, after reflection, will pass through the principal focus of a concave mirror or appear to diverge from principal focus of a convex mirror. We will learn it through a diagram. So suppose we are having our concave mirror. This is the principal axis, pole, focus, and its center of curvature. These have already been explained. Now a light ray, which is initially parallel to the principal axis, is incident on the concave mirror here. Then the rule says that after reflection, it will pass through the principal focus in case of concave mirror. So this light ray goes from the principal focus like this. This is how we have to make the ray diagram. Whenever there is a light ray which is initially parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it will go through pass through the principal focus. And in case of a convex mirror, again we take a convex mirror. This is the principal axis, the pole, focus, and the center of curvature. Now because in case of convex mirror, focus, center of curvature, all are behind the mirror. So a light ray which is incident on the mirror initially parallel to the principal axis like this, then after reflection it will diverge like this. But if I extend it behind the mirror, then it appears to be coming from, this diverged ray appears to be coming from the focus. So appears to diverge from principal focus in case of a convex mirror. So this is the first rule to be followed for image formation. Second rule, a light ray passing through the principal axis of a concave mirror, in case of concave mirror, or in case of convex mirror, the one which is directed towards the principal focus, because here the focus is situated behind the mirror. In case of convex mirror, so light ray cannot actually meet the focus or pass through the focus, but it is directed towards the focus. Then after reflection, it will become parallel to the principal axis. Second case is the reverse of first case, first rule. We will see through a diagram. Again, we take a concave mirror, we draw the principal axis, we mark the pole, principal focus, and the center of curvature. Now, a light ray which is initially passing through the principal focus, then after reflection, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Okay, in case of a concave mirror, it is very important to draw the arrows in ray diagram so that you know the direction of light. Okay, so initially light rays passing through focus, after reflection it will become parallel to the principal axis in case of a concave mirror. Now for a convex mirror here, again we draw axis, principal axis, pole, focus and center of curvature. Here the light ray cannot actually go to the focus or cannot actually pass through focus, but it is in the direction of focus here. So it will appear to, it will become parallel after reflection from the mirror. Next we take rule 3. A light ray passing through the center of curvature of a concave mirror or directed in the direction of center of curvature of convex mirror, after reflection is reflected back along the same path. We will see how it happens through a diagram. This is our concave mirror, principal axis, pole, focus, center of curvature. Now, a light ray which is passing through the center of curvature as shown here, then it gets reflected back along the same path. It is not deviated from its path. It is reflected back by 180 degree. So this is another rule. Any light ray which is incident on the mirror, concave mirror, after passing through center of curvature, it will behave as it is falling normal to the mirror. So it will get reflected back along the same path like here. And in case of a convex mirror, since light cannot actually pass through the center of curvature of concave mirror because it is behind the mirror. So here light is just directed towards the center of curvature. That means if I extend the light ray, it is directed or it will appear to pass through center of curvature. Then such a light ray will also reflect back along the same line or along the same path. So this is the third rule. And the fourth rule, a light ray incident obliquely to the principal axis at the pole on the concave mirror or a convex mirror is reflected obliquely. The incident and reflected rays make equal angle to the principal axis. That means if a light ray is incident making some angle I with the principal axis, incident at the pole making some angle I with the principal axis, then it gets reflected back by the same angle. How? We will see. This is our concave mirror, the pole on the axis, the focus and the center of curvature. Now, if a light ray is incident at the pole making some angle I with the principal axis, then it will get reflected at the pole making angle R with the principal axis, and here angle I is equal to angle R. Similarly, for a convex mirror also, again pole, we have to always mark these points, it is necessary, and arrows are also necessary. So a light ray is incident making an angle I with the principal axis at the pole, then it will get reflected back by angle R with the principal axis and angle I is equal to angle R. So these angle I and R are equal in case of a concave mirror as well as a convex mirror. So these are a few rules which need to be followed while making ray diagrams for image formation by concave or convex mirrors, that is spherical mirrors. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe to the practical side for more interesting and informative videos.